Hey, good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning. I just woke up compelled this morning to show you my plan for in case of emergencies and having to evacuate. Um, Long story short, I lived in Sevier County when the fires in 2016 in Gatlinburg went on, and um, although it was very devastating in Gatlinburg and a lot of people did lose their lives, unfortunately, there were fires throughout the county. And at one point, there was a fire about 3.5 miles from where I lived. And being a prepper, I had everything at the door ready to go. Um, but it did take about 10 minutes probably to gather up all necessities I thought were important to go. And so I have tried to, throughout the years, develop a system to make it to where in 5 minutes or less you could be able to be out the door in case you had an evacuation notice or something like that. And I don't live in Sevier County anymore, but still, no matter where you're at, when you're in the mountains of Tennessee, you always have to have in your mind a chance that, or the thought that, you could get an evacuation notice because of a wildfire. So, what I have done since I moved is, and I've shown, I think, in videos in the past, I have two large plastic totes, the kinds with wheels on them, like the Pelican boxes. In the basement, I keep one full of food and one full of medicines, and that's a grab and go kind of situation. And it could even be like a long term, like I don't know when I'm going to be able to come back to my house situation. Um, as far as how much food and medicines, I mean, not just medicines, but like toiletries, um, anything like that you're gonna need to be able to survive. Um, but what I've did is consolidated all of my other what I feel are very very valuable necessities, if you know what I'm saying, that you need to survive. Self defense, monetary, just all your if you would say valuables. I consolidate and I keep in an area, as you can see, like right here. This is where I sleep at night, where I lay my head. My study Bible is right over there. My puppy, I'm not going to blind her, but she's still sleeping in, and she's down there, that lump. But yeah, so what I've done is I keep my large bug out. Can't tell really right there what it is underneath the bed, but that's a large bag full of everything essential. Now, that bag would be too big for me to carry if I had to walk, but I have a system inside that bag with another bag to shrink things down to just grab exactly what I absolutely had to have. Um, in this bag, I've got, like my solar setup, power, things like that. I got those binoculars I've had for years and years. Those were my grandfather's, and it's not like I use them all the time or anything, but I had put them under there a while back, and I want to put them in my large bug out bag. I just haven't pulled it out since I put them in there. But yeah, like self defense, like I say, just your things you need to absolutely grab out of your home if you need to leave in a hurry. Put it that way. You can use your imagination. But what I wanted to show you, what else I have, is right there. I have empty bags. And those are for, okay, let's grab everything else that we possibly think we can grab and need, depending on what time of year it is. Shoes, boots, socks, jackets, toboggans. If it's wintertime, just grab one of those empty bags, throw a bunch of stuff in it, just a grab and go for anything you think you might need in that moment of time. But what I wanted to say is that if you have everything that you feel like you absolutely, essentially would have to have if you had to leave your home in a hurry in one spot, then you just grab it and you just go as fast as you can. And I do have an egress window in my bedroom, so that even if, say, for whatever reason my doors were not as accessible in my home, I could just grab this stuff, throw it out the window, be very close to my driveway, and boom, be gone. So that's just a little heads up from me to you, to just make sure you have stuff accessible in case you need to leave in a hurry. Much love. I hope you have a wonderful day. Probably be back with something later. Take care.